God heard you. He heard you. He heard your cry. He heard your weeping. He heard you. He heard you. The Lord said to me the other day, they are embarrassed. They are embarrassed. Okay. Now, this is not a word for everybody. Okay. Because when I put out the word the other day about someone being remorseful as to what they did to you, you didn't deserve what you went through, and they were very remorseful, a lot of people were like, no, they're not. They're still doing evil. Da, 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 da. That is not a word for you. Because the person that the word is for, the Lord has revealed that one of their enemies was remorseful. So, common sense, if your enemies are not remorseful, what does that mean? That means that that was not your word. If you're dealing with a narcissist who does not take responsibility or does not take accountability for whatever they did to you, that is not your word. Okay? As much as I heard that word from God and I was like, man, I wish that was my word, because I would be really happy if some people took accountability around here. That was not my word either. So, but that didn't stop me from putting the word out for the person it's for. So we have to discern, and we have to take back the words to God, and we have to know what is our word versus what is not our word, instead of arguing with the messenger. That's the most responsible thing to do. Okay. So I want to mention that. But in this particular case, the Lord heard you. He heard you. And this word is similar to that word. It could be the same person the word is for. It could be a different person. But take it back to God and test the spirit and get the word confirmed. Okay? But the Lord mentioned they are embarrassed. And this is about some people who are embarrassed for what they have done to you. And they are actually ashamed. They're ashamed because of what they did, but not only that, because it's how they did it, how they went about it. We've all been embarrassed before in our lifetime, and have you ever like sat down and been like to yourself, why did I do that? Why did I say that? And you really think about your actions, like, I can't believe I did that. Like, I can't believe I even had the mindset to do that. And you reflect, and then you start to reflect on how people view you now because of that mistake you made. We've all been there. No one is excluded from sin and from mistake, okay? But this is what's going on with this particular person or these people. Okay, the Lord said they are embarrassed, okay? The Lord is putting your enemies to shame. The Lord is going to embarrass those who try to embarrass you. Because there's some people that did you so dirty and so wrong. They didn't care like what it did to your reputation. They didn't care how it made you look. They didn't care how it made you feel. They only cared about how it was going to benefit them. They only cared about their adrenaline, their pride, their ego in that moment, the selfishness in that moment. But the tables have turned. The tables have turned. And 2024 is the year of exposure, absolutely. But 2025 is the year of accountability. And God is holding people accountable for the things that they have done to you, whether they like it or not, whether they admit it or not. But there are some people who tried to embarrass you, who tried to put you to shame. And God keeps saying mock, mock, mock. Like, I've been hearing mockery. Since I started the video, I kept hearing God saying mockery. God is going to mock your mockers. God is going to mock those who mocked you. God is putting them to shame. And it's not because you want them to be put to shame. It's not because you want the negative things to happen to them that happened to you. No, it's because of their actions. They did it to themselves. They reap what they sow. They did it to themselves. Every action has a consequence, whether it be a good consequence or a bad consequence, right? We had to go through our consequences. They're going to go through their consequences. And in some cases, some people, they're internally embarrassed, internally ashamed, but they're also going to be publicly embarrassed and publicly ashamed around the very same people they tried to humiliate you around. They made a mockery out of you. They tried to tarnish your character, your reputation, and the Lord isn't having it. So I'm going to read this to you. This is Psalms 6, verse 9 to 10. The Lord has heard my cry for mercy. The Lord accepts my prayer. Congratulations. All my enemies will be overwhelmed with shame, anguish, and they will turn their back and suddenly be put to shame. They are dropping their weapons in 2025. They are dropping their weapons in 2025. Their weapons were formed and it didn't prosper in 2024. But in 2025, they are dropping their weapons. Congratulations. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.